No, Liam.
Okay.
GM guys, thank you for joining today's 10 out of 10 call. This call is specifically meant for builders building on 10. I am Jobin, Head of Developer Relations Engineering at 10. And we have got some interesting folks with us today. We have got our usual uh, suspect, Liam Bubbles, and is freshly arrived from Cannes. And we have got two other exciting folks, and they're going to tell us about their experience on building on 10. But without much delay, let's get an intro from them. Liam, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Hey guys, I'm Liam, and I am on the BD side here at 10. So yeah, working to build cool stuff on the coolest entertainment network. Nice to see all of you. And then
Yes.
yeah,
Thanks, Liam, for the introduction. I hope you all are excited to hear some great partnership updates from Liam. He's been cooking for a while, some great things. So he's gonna share some exciting things with you all. But before that, let's have an introduction from Chris. Chris is a serial builder. He's been building some great stuff on 10 for the last few weeks. He's the one who has been keeping me up all night with all of his queries, and he's the one who has made me get back into my what do you call good old coding days with all his questions, with all his excitement in terms of development. Chris,
Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. If you are hearing me for the first time, I'm Chris Wilder. I am a developer here. I've been building cool stuff on Chain, and I'm excited to join this event today because I've built some cool stuff on 10 Protocol because their tech amazes me, and I just fell in love with it. So I decided to make something great for the community, for everybody who is in love with 10. So yeah, I'm here today, and I think I'll be introducing myself again with the project that I've built so far, and also give you guys a glimpse of what the projects look like. And you guys can check it out after the spaces, or even once we are on chat, you can still go ahead and check it out and just give me your feedback. So I'm excited to be here, and let's go. Thank you.
let's go. And then we
Let's
have got
go.
our last builder. We have got Samad here. Samad, can we get an introduction from you? You have got some great dApps that you have shared, and I love to use and play around with it. So wanted to hear from you about yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Hi, GM everyone. I'm Samarth and I'm a full stack and smart contract developer from India. And I like just building cool stuff and explaining how I build it. So I just make stuff and I do content on the side as well. And I recently joined Kage Protocol as an engineer. And yeah, I'm really excited to be here. And it was a great experience building on 10.
Thank you, Samad, and congratulations on joining your new project and looking forward to some great stuff on that side too. But love your tutorial style, how you shoot videos and how you explain uh, your dApps, how you built it, and how you came across the concept and all that stuff. It's exactly uh, something that reminds me of one of my professors in my university who had a very unique way of teaching uh, programming on the while programming. She used to use a whiteboard and explain all this stuff. So great stuff. You are a very good educator in terms of uh, Web3. So yeah, that's
Thank you.
all the introductions. We have some great updates to share. So as we all know, we are in the final chapter, and we have been doing some activities. So to talk more about final chapter and what's been cooking, over to you, Liam.
sure. So yeah, I have actually quite a big announcement to share with the community today, which is that we are just about to kick off one of the largest community rewards initiatives and the biggest in our final chapter. So from today, you're going to have the opportunity as a builder or creator or 10 supporter to help define the final network and be rewarded for the value that you add here. So what we're hoping for and looking for is really about creating authentic contributions across the 10 community, and whether that's creative content or thoughts on encryption, TEEs, or insights as a builder on 10. This campaign is not going to be about chilling. It's not going to be about bots. It's going to be about creating real, meaningful input from people who get what we're building and want to be a core part of how it launches. So in terms of details, you will see more details across our channels over the next 24 hours. So make sure that your notifications are on and you're checking everything. But for now, if you've got something to say about 10, this is the time to start really saying it. The campaign is going live, and it will run through the lead up to mainnet. So if you're a builder listening to this, this is your chance to show what you're working on and or what you're excited about. And if you're just a yapper too, this is also your chance to write some educational threads or some cool memes. You know, whether you're someone who is, you know, testing or playing on House of 10 or reading up on our docs, this is going to be an activation and give you the chance to share that with the broader community on X and bring more people into the 10 community to make us bigger and stronger and contribute to our ecosystem. So really, it's just about, you know, if you're building something, don't keep it quiet. This is how we are going to be able to signal what 10 stands for. So it's pretty exciting time. And yeah, like I said, make sure you're active on our Discord, have your notifications on X on, and that's how you will find out more details, which will be coming very, very shortly. So yeah, that's the update on this side. Back to you, Jobin.
Thank you, Liam. So you heard from Liam. It's not the final countdown. It's the final snapdown. So be ready. On your toes. Keep a tab on all the socials, like Liam said. Something big is cooking. And until then, we have some starters set up for you. And the starters are some great things that our devs have cooked, Chris Wilder and Samarth. So first, we're going to go through what Chris Wilder has built. He built 2 dApps in a matter of a week. And he's the one who kept me working across the time zone, across the global time zone, because I couldn't stop myself from responding to what he comes up with. He builds, he responds, he says. And he was one of the very few devs that I've observed who eagerly seeks to listen to feedback, because that's a very difficult thing for a lot of devs to build as a character. That is, they are very lazy or they don't accept feedback because they consider it as a criticism. But Chris was one guy who was asking me again and again, bro, hit me up with more feedback, hit me up with more criticism, tell me what's wrong, what's not working. And I'll tell you, here's the one guy who listened to those feedbacks and he polished the product. And he's like, would come back within 30 minutes, bro, it's done and deployed. Just go and try it out. So let's see the magic that Chris has built. Chris, if you can share your screen and tell us what you have built, then that would be great. I mean, the audience have been looking forward to that.
Sure. So I will share my screen very soon, and I will showcase what I've been building. So just give me a few seconds, and let me just share my screen. Okay.
Some of you might have already got a hint of what exactly Chris might have built because we shared a spotlight of builders, including Chris and Samarth, a week back. So if you check that, then you might know what he already has built.
Can you guys see my screen?
Not yet.
Can you guys see my screen now?
Not
yet. Let me check. But it says, let me check one more time. It says I'm sharing my screen here, so I'm surprised. Okay, I think it's inside here. Oh, I should share it on X Insta, right?
No, you're actually supposed to share it on the StreamYard.
So I've shared it here. Yeah, so it's showing here that I'm sharing my screen, and I should stop sharing. So I'm not sure why it's not showing up. Yeah, so I have pressed on it and I have shared it, and I can see it on my screen that I'm sharing, but I'm not sure why it's not showing up on your end because I've seen the screen too on my UI right now. So I don't know why it's behaving like that. I don't
Okay.
know why because
Until
I've seen the screen right here. Yeah,
okay,
I'm sharing
so
the
I'll
screen.
Chris fix that out. And Chris,
Which
take
is
your time.
crazy.
And until you
Sure,
fix that
sure,
out, we'll just go to Samarth and walk through his journey and his dApps that he have built. Okay. So yeah,
sure,
Samarth, over to you. So Samarth, when you shared about building this mini app, mini game as a surprise, it was something that is very close to what Squid Game style is. So I was pretty
Yes.
excited to hear about that. And it's very rarely seen that people build games with such psychology and such theory or game theory in their games. It's very rare. People usually have very monotonous, boring play to earn type of games, but yours, the UI might be very simple, but the concept and the logic was very innovative and very new. So, some of the, if you can share your screen and we can see what exactly it is, that would be great.
Yeah, for sure. Just a second. Okay, is it visible?
No. Yeah, it's visible. Okay. All
Okay,
good.
great. So the original concept was derived from Russian roulette, but Russian roulette is supposed to be a game of just two people. So instead of that, what I did was I made it for multiple people, for four people in this game, and it's like, so the rules of the game are over here. There are four players, and everyone has a bomb attached to them, and everyone is given a detonator button as well. The catch is that three out of these four buttons detonate the person who presses it, but the last button detonates everyone else except the person who presses it. So it's completely based on randomness, which is provided by 10, and completely based on luck and also psychology. So I'll go and start game over here, and I'll first have to choose a position. So let me just click on position 1. I'll lock it in. Yeah. So now I can decide if I want to detonate or pass. So let me first choose detonate. I'm not sure if you're able to see my wallet pop up, but yeah, I'm just signing a transaction. Yeah, locking in choice. Yeah, I detonated myself. And my balance also got subtracted from over here. So let me try one more game. And this time I'll pick position number 3. I'll lock in my position. I'll confirm my transaction. And then it shows the players are thinking. I is self-destructed, so I got some of her money. And as you can see, my balance increased by 3 SRV. And yeah, that's basically the concept of the game.
Pretty interesting. So, Samarth, tell me what exactly made you think of building this game and why not some usual kind of Web3 game? What exactly was the thought process behind this? Because it's very rare to see such kind of games being built.
Okay, so the problem with crypto gaming is that it focuses more on crypto and less on gaming. So as someone who has played a lot of video games, and there was a time when I used to when I had a potato PC, so I couldn't really play any games, and I would just watch gameplays of the Rad Brad, and so I kind of understand the emotions that games invoke and the psychology that goes behind them and what they're supposed to make the player feel instead of just a casino game or something like that. They're supposed to have an element of gameplay, and they're supposed to not just be a crypto game. It's supposed to focus on game, so that, and crypto is just supposed to be like a side effect of that. So that was my main priority. And Russian roulette is already a very famous game, so it is a derivation of that game. So I thought it would be a very nice to build. And 10 enables secure randomness, so I had everything I needed to do.
Awesome. So that is the line you said, Samarth, that I love that line. That is crypto is just one of the side aspects. It's not the major focus. The major
Right.
focus is still on the game's logic and the experience. So that's a very good thought process. That is a very good mindset that you have which a lot of app developers and game developers in this crypto space are missing. And that is one of the reasons that a lot of games come out. They get a lot of hype because it's a new project. There is some token attached to it, but then over the time it just goes down because there is no actual interesting gaming experience behind it. People would not love,
Exactly.
there is nothing that keeps them hooked. But you made sure that there is a very good essence to the game. There is a logic, there is some sort of psychology involved here, and crypto just being one of the mediums or factors that enables the game. So
Exactly.
it's very good thought process, good mindset, Samat. Love it. And if you guys don't know about something interesting about this game, even though UI looks very simple, the game is pretty easy to play. It's just matter of time that Samarth gets to polish it and make it look very interesting with some animations and very good looking characters and getting detonated those animation. It would look pretty good, but that's not the essence. The actual essence is to understand that this game involves a very famous psychology approach called as prisoner's dilemma. So that basically is the thing that even when you are in a prison with a bunch of folks and all of you have an opportunity to save yourself and get outside the prison if you work together. But if one of them agrees to cheat, they'll get some extra bonus and they'll also get outside, but they'll manage to cheat others and let them not escape. So that's a very interesting dilemma or a theory. And that same theory is applied here. If it was a multiplayer game, even though everybody could work together, get outside and save themselves and still have a positive balance, somebody would definitely try to cheat. So that is it's something like Among Us. If you have played that game, it's very close to Among Us, very close to the Squid Games series. So it's a pretty interesting concept. Samanth, now I want you to walk us through the little aspects behind the scenes of this game. If you can just pull up the ID and show us how did you get the randomness and how you were able to hide which player held the detonator or which player had what. Because
Yeah,
I
for
want
sure.
people to understand what it was that what the developer experience or the journey was.
Yeah, sure. I'll have to share my screen again. Just a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it visible?
It's loading. Yeah, all good.
Awesome. So this is actually a very simple contract in theory. It's a bit long, but it's actually the logic is very simple. So when the player first starts the game, what happens is that the randomness already configures who has the special detonator, which detonates everyone else. But because it's on 10 protocol, no one can see where it is or who actually has it. So everything is decided as soon as the player hits on start game. So let's say the player clicks on position 1 and then they get the choice, right? So they can detonate or pass. Everything is already decided via these lines of code, which is config.ai1 decision, ai2 decision, ai3 decision. It is already decided what the other AIs are going to decide and also where the detonate all index exists. This is a line that basically determines who has a special button. And yeah, so this is completely hidden from everyone. There is no way that people can get it in a regular chain. For example, Ethereum mainnet, what you do is that there's a function called get storage at. You can do a get storage at and then see the contract and use that location, use the position of the code to get what the random number is. But this is not possible on 10 protocol. So this is the main reason why I built this game on 10. And one more solution was to try maybe oracles, but the problem is that oracles are public and anyone can get that kind of random number. It provides randomness, right? It provides guaranteed randomness, but it doesn't provide encrypted and secure randomness. So let's say I get a random number, let's say 3 from an oracle. The problem is that everyone in the network can see that I got the number 3 and they'll make their decisions accordingly. So we don't want that. So that was the main reason. and yeah, everything is decided as soon as you click on start game, and then it's just a game of who presses what. And AI decisions are also made randomly using tens randomness. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
On cue, Samarth, you did a pretty good job, a great job at explaining that contract, even though these are like almost 100 lines of code. Samarth made the viewers understand the essence of building on 10. That is, it's still the same good old Solidity. There's no new library, there's nothing fancy that you have to install, no new frameworks, the same, your favorite MetaMask or Rabi or any of those wallets, but you get some interesting new features. That is, you have a secure on-chain randomness. So, Samarth, can you scroll to that base randomness where you use Prebrandao?
Oh yeah, one second. Yeah. This one.
Exactly, yes. The line number 94, if your viewers, we have any devs in the
Yeah.
in the stream, then that's how Samarth was able to get secure, non-deterministic, and private or encrypted randomness to figure out who has detonator, who's in what position, and all that stuff. So you could use the same concept to build uh, iGames. You could use this in slots machine. You could use to even build simplest games like coin flip or dice games. A lot of things could be built. You could use this randomness to create random NFTs, which are truly non-deterministic, completely unpredictable. Like you can just add this as one of the randomness in your SVGs, like randomly generated SVGs, or some colors are random, or the gradients are random. You have a lot of possibilities. So we finally let you do that. So it's all thanks to this Prebrandao. I know now a lot of folks might think in Ethereum, Prebrandao or block difficulty is something that is insecure and something that is predictable. But on 10, it's secure and predictable because everything runs inside PEs. So nobody can see that, nobody can figure that out. It's just that we have used the same name so that it becomes very easy for you to port any of your games from Solidity, in Solidity from Ethereum or any EVM chain onto 10 and get completely secure randomness without changing your code. So that's this ease of developer experience that we have added. And then if you scroll up, Samarth, can you show the states where you have used private modifiers? If you have.
I think I have 1 second. Yeah, this is the one. Oh, sorry, one
Can
second.
you- The state,
Yeah,
yes.
this one.
Yeah, exactly. So you can see here, there's a mapping which maps the game config for a player, that address to the particular game. So that is private. That mapping is private. Nobody can figure out that which address is mapped to who or which game. So that exactly is possible on 10. And if you were on Ethereum or any other chain, that private would still mean not private because you can go to get storage at and figure out in the slot what data is stored, like Samarth said. I don't have to explain much because Samarth did that part very well. And I'm pretty bullish about Samarth and Case Protocol where Samarth has joined. So Samarth is going to do a very great job in terms of explaining the text. So I'll just stop the explanation part. I love your game, Samarth. Love your explanation. Love your tutorial. All the devs out there in this team, you can be a 10 on 10 dev. You can build 10 on 10 dApps with encryption, confidentiality, secure randomness. This is just a glimpse of what's possible. The simplest example, but the most interesting example. Thank you so much for your time with us. Thank you for showing this. I'll jump to Chris. We'll come back to you, Samarth, if our attendees have got any questions. They would love to know your journey or they would love to hear more about you. But Samarth, I want to know overall, how was the experience on building on 10?
Yeah, it was pretty great. The only what do you call it? The speed breaker that I encountered was I kind of had a hard time figuring out how to call the RPC from my front end. But once that was sorted out, once you sorted that out for me, that was pretty simple because contracts are just plain Solidity and front end stuff also remains pretty much the same. So yeah, pretty smooth.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that feedback. We'll definitely work on improving that RPC aspect so you have easily an idea. So Samath is one of the guys who has very well contributed in terms of giving us a lot of feedback on how to improve our docs. He gave us a very good experience of to think from a perspective of a dev or put us in the shoes of a external dev. Thank you, Samath. And we have been working on those things. We have been improving docs thanks to Samath. So let's jump to Chris. Chris, I hope we have you back.
Yeah. So I think my screen is showing now, right?
Yes.
Can you see my screen
I'm pretty
now?
excited.
Okay, good.
Yes,
So
I can see your screen.
Yeah.
Good, Chris.
But I had to clear some of the proposals because I had an issue with the address, so I had to redeploy, and I just created one proposal for this show, and after that, I will just go ahead and do more. So basically, what I have built, I will just start with the confidential voting the app that was made possible because initially I was doing a commit review kind of voting, and I remember when I joined the Discord, I DM'd Jobin that I'm building this cool app. And he said, wait, there is a more simple way that you can do this without going all the way with commit and review. And that was the point that I was sold on. The idea was that I can just make things private, and only after the vote, I will just make it public. And that was easy peasy for me. So I was like, wait, what? So I've just been going along with commit and review, downloading JSON file, importing it, verifying your votes. So if this is possible, then why not just switch over? So he gave me a brief discussions about how it works, and I was sold. So I just said, okay, cool. Just give me some few minutes. I'll be back with the DApp. And I think less than 2 hours, I came back with the contract, and he said, yes, everything is looking good. So I went ahead and I deployed it. So basically what this does is that it makes voting very confidential. For snapshots and all these platforms that do this governance voting, there's an issue when it comes to making your votes and your stake private. Everything is on chain, everything is visible for people to see, everything is public. So I was like, okay, how about we make something private so that my influence my vote will not be influenced by maybe a whale who is voting, let's say 2 million of this amount of tokens. So I said, okay, let's make this thing private. So the voting phase, everybody will be voting. You will see the number of votes, but you will never see the amount and the stakes that people are voting. This will make things very private, confidential. And when the voting phase is over, the creator of the proposal will just call a function or just click on review, and it will just tally up everything. So it is made possible. Okay, so it is made possible by, 10 has this feature that they have disabled get storage at, and it's the best thing I've ever seen, because like my brother said, on Ethereum Mainnet, it is possible for you to get all these information if you call that function, but on 10 they have disabled this. So it means that if you mark any function private, it is private. It is stored in an enclave, the TE enclave, so there's no way you can have access to it. So it's only the creator of a proposer who will call the function again and just make everything public. And when it is becoming public, it will not come with the vote that you stake. It will be coming with a tally. So you wouldn't know what this address voted for. You just see the tally for those who voted for, against, for, or abstain. So I will just walk you guys through how it works. I've already created the proposal, so I will just do a quick demo and show you how it works. So if you, I think the site, I will drop the link in the comment section after everything. So I have two forms of proposal because I wanted this to be open for everybody to have access to it. There is a live voting and there's also a snapshot voting. So for those who are just coming in to just test the application, I always create the proposals for it to be live, because you can come in at any time and claim your token with this button. I've already claimed, so it's just gray. But if you are new and you connect your wallet, you will see claim TTS. This TTS is a test token that will allow you to vote on any proposal that is live. So if it is live, it means that you can just claim and vote on it. So once you vote on it, your vote and everything will just stay encrypted. It is private. Nobody can see it. So if you click on the details, it will expand the vote for you to see how it is going. Like, you see, I have voted already, but there is nothing showing here, right? Because everything is private. When this vote is over, then I will call the resolve proposal. as soon as I call that, this will change, and there will be a table here that will show how many people voted for this option and that option. So there are two options for you to create a proposal. If you're creating a proposal, you see there's a title here, there is a description, and you can also preview what you have typed so that you will see how it will look like on the details page. So for the voting mode, like I said, I have two options. There is a snapshot voting, there's the live balance voting. So this live balance voting is just for testing purposes, but for every serious project that will want to get feedback from people who are really into the project, they will just do a snapshot voting. And that will just happen if you click on this button and you paste your contract address of the token that you are using. Let's say 10 protocol is coming to do a DAO vote. They will paste their address here. They will call a create snapshot function, and it will create a snapshot and it will record its ID. Then that snapshot will be the snapshot for the whole voting. So if you are holding 10,000 tokens at the time of the proposal creation, that is going to be your vote power. You cannot exceed that. Even if you buy more tokens, you can't influence the voting. But for the live balance voting, it's just active. You can just claim the token and vote at any time, because I just want people to have access to the testing purposes. So after everything, I will just remove that function from there, because it's not true, showcase of how a DAO should work, in my opinion. So yeah, so I will just call this function off, and I will just make it a snapshot voting. So you create your proposal, as you can see here. Then you choose the days, hours, or minutes that you want the proposal to last, a quorum that you will set, and there is a fee that I take 0.005 each, because I don't want people to be spamming the chain every time. So yeah, once it is created, you will see the vote, as you can see here. So there is one thing I want to talk about. You see this here, there's a contract address here, that is the voting token that was used when I was creating the proposal. And there is this voting power, the amount of token that I hold, that determines the voting power that I have. And if I have voted already, you will see here I have voted. So you will not waste your time clicking here to check that if you have voted. You will just see it on the card instantly. So this is all made possible by just making sure that when you are voting, the voting and the amount that you are voting, they are marked private. And for 10 protocol, if something is marked private, it means it is private. It is stored in an enclave. Even the contract itself does not know that this is the amount or the vote choice that you selected. So after the proposal ends, you just call this function, and it will just resolve the proposal. Once it is resolving, you will see a tally of how people voted on it. So it's just like that. Mark a function private, and it will stay private forever, because 10 protocol makes it so. The trusted execution environment makes it possible. So that is also the one of the things that I did, and I hope explanation is very fast, because I don't want to take my time, because I have a second app that I have to showcase. So I wanted to brush it off, and if you have any questions or anything like that, you can ask me after my presentation. So yeah, I will just pause here for a minute and ask Jobin if there's any question that I will answer before I move on to the next one. Thank you.
Chris, no questions, no explanations,
okay,
nothing.
So
you did my job. So it's pretty.
Okay, so
smooth.
Okay, so I'll just go quick to the next DApp that I have built, and it came out from Bold.new, like they were doing a hackathon, and I said, okay, cool. How about I represent this hackathon by building something on 10 protocol? So I built something. It is called a legacy vault. In this space, we always have this kind of passphrase credentials that we want to leave to our case if we pass on. But there is also a fear that if you give your private key to your kid right now, and he becomes a bit stubborn, he can just steal your asset even before you die. So I created something that makes you possible to just encrypt your private keys, your phrase, your will, even a PDF, right? You encrypt them and store it in an enclave with a password. And this password, it will allow you to configure who you want to have access to this kind of details when the time comes. So you will set a date, yes, or anything of that sort, and a password. Then you give that one to the person who will just succeed you if you are gone, right? So I will just do a quick demo as well. Let me just show the screen. Can you guys see that screen as well? Let me just go here.
Yeah.
Legacy voting. Yeah, but I think this is a local host. I was doing something there, so I want to make it. I want to run the original app. So yes, it is loading, and once it loads, I will just do a quick demo as well and show you guys how it works. Not sure why the network is taking a bit long. Come on. Yes, so I think it's the UI. So I like it dark. So yeah, like I said, I did some explanations, but since there's no time, I will just make sure I just do a brief one. The app that I built is not only for encrypting your passwords, your seed phrase, or everything like that. You can host a scavenger hunt on this platform. You can do secret launches, campaigns, quizzes, everything of that sort. As long as you want to use something that encrypts a data, and people will just hunt for it. Once they hunt for it, they will come and unlock it. And once they unlock it, they will have access to the information that you hid inside this kind of password or something like that. So I'll just do a quick demo. So I'll create a vault, right? So the vault, I'll just type anything in the vault and I'll just go next. So the owner password, I will just do a quick owner password here, and then I'll go next and unlock date. So this unlock date is asking you to select a date that you want the person that you hand over have access to the details when you are gone, or in case an accident happens, right? So I'll just since it's a live demo, I'll just do something like yes, in the next 3 minutes. So I'll just click on next. Then I think the name of the person, the email, I'll just input anything. The address is optional. So you will select a password for the hey who will just have access to your details when you are gone, right? So I'll just create his password as well. And once I do that, I will just click on next. So it will give me an overview of what I've created. If I'm okay with it, I will just click create vault. So once I'm creating a vault, everything is being encrypted. I'm using AES GSM encryption with some salt and some random figures that it will make the hash that I'm storing on chain that is private, not accessible by anyone. So I'll just click on confirm. And once it is confirmed that it's created, it will give me access to download it as a PDF or a TXT file, like you can see here. So I'll download as a TXT file or a PDF. So this means that the key that I created is this one, and this is the owner password. This owner password will give me access to increase or change the date I set in case I live long and the time I set is still, approaching. I can just increase it. So this owner password will give me that access, right? And note, there is a vault ID that it gives. It starts from 001. So the most important thing to save is your password and the vault ID that it gives you. Nobody can track this one because it is also encrypted. So you only have access to it. So once I have done all these things, I have just downloaded, I will just click close, right? So I'll just come and click check vault status. Once I click on this one, it will ask me to log in. Vault ID, it is 0001. And the owner password that I chose, right? So this is the owner password. So I'll click on login. Once good, boom, right? I'm logged in. So this is the thing that I hid inside, and this is the status of that vault. It is left with 54 seconds for it to unlock. At this point, the person who is succeeding, you cannot have access to this vault because the time is not yet due. And if anything, I will just come back here and I will just showcase it to you. Access inheritance. Like I'm going to access the inheritance, and the vault ID is 0.0001. I will just click on this one and I will type its password. You see, it's not unlocking because the time is not due. As soon as that seconds countdown is due, and I'll click on it again, you will see that it will unlock and it will give me access to it. So I'll keep on clicking until the time is due, and we will have access to it. Let me check the password. Yes, the password is okay. So I'll wait for the time to elapse. It was left with, I think, few seconds. Once it elapses, I'll click on it and it will open it for me to see it. So let's click on it. Countdown. Let's check. Let me check again. Let me go back to the status and check how many minutes left because now it is misbehaving. But yeah, vault ID. Let me check again. If it's unlocked. See, okay, time is expired, so now I can unlock. So I'll just go back to access inheritance, right? So I'm going to access the inheritance. The vault ID is 001. and the password I gave is this one. Boom. This is the word that I typed, right? This is the word that I typed that I encrypted. So it has unlocked for me. So now I can see what my dad or my sister or my mom gave me when he was alive. So you can encrypt links, PDF, everything inside this vault, and you hand over the keys and the password, the vault ID, to the person that you want them to have access to when you are no more. And this was made possible by 10 protocol because the hashes that it is being saved on chain is private. Nobody can query it. Nobody can call get storage to get it. So this gives me the opportunity to introduce this kind of vault for everybody to have access to it. So in case you have a seed phrase that's like 24 words, you can just break it into 2, 12, and encrypt them. In case you lose even your hardware wallet, you can just still come back to this the app, unlock it. I will just build a client to us so that you can just have access to it in case the website is no more, or even an app that I'm working on. So this is one thing that I have built with 10 protocol in addition to the DAO stuff that I built. So yes, this is a quick demo, but if you have any questions, you can come back and just click on the links, how it works. I have a full walkthrough, steps on how it works and how everything, goes around and comes back. So yeah, this is my introduction to the apps that I have built so far. So if you have any questions that you want to ask me, just go ahead and do it. Thank you for listening. And yeah, thank you. Thank
you, Chris. Chris, you're a legend. You're a legend. You've built this 2 great dApps in just a matter of 1 week. And how I see this is not just 2 different dApps, but I see this as a suite of dApps that a project might need to run a community, to manage their tokens, manage their documents, manage their airdrop campaigns and activities. Because the DAO thing that you built is banger.
Exactly.
DAO that is right now available on other chains is completely broken because of the fact that I can see what else somebody has voted, and that means they'll be slightly hesitant. I mean, not slightly, very well hesitant that my opinions would be public and people would judge me based on that. And that means the decisions made based on the DAO vote is not right. And that is why if you see the statistics of DAO, almost 75% people don't participate in the DAO votes. And the rest who participate are not genuine about their opinions when they vote. And that means the entire DAO system is collapsed. And this is the actual DAO 2.0 that Chris has shown us today, where it completely changes the major caveats of DAO. That is somebody else getting to know what you have voted and why you have voted and your intentions and all that. But with this, that game completely is changed. We can improve the percentage of participation in proposals now, and everybody can be confident that we are genuinely getting a good proposal and decision out of a DAO activity. So that's a great thing for all the projects out there. I'm talking this with all the audience, and if we have any projects, any developers on any chain, this is something that has to be built on every chain out there, because every chain has got a DAO. Most of them have got a DAO, and everybody is facing the same problem. And this is a solution to all of them. So this is the time that you scrap your old DAO and start adopting this one, start working on towards this DAO using 10 protocols. And the second thing that Chris showed a pretty simple example, but you can imagine how powerful it is. There are a lot of things. So there's something called as you having a nominee for your bank accounts. So if you pass away, your nominee gets all the funds from your bank. But we don't have anything like that in crypto. And the other thing is that even if there was something like that in crypto, I would get to know who Liam's nominee is, or who Samarth's nominee is. And that's pretty bad. That when, at what time somebody else would be getting all the wealth. That's not the right thing. So that is a big problem that is solved with what Chris has built. You finally can have your hair and you can transfer your wealth at the right time based on the right criteria. And those things can be on chain and the beauty is that you can delegate certain people to monitor this or verify this at the time when the transfer has to happen. You can have lawyers or you can have advocates who can do double check of this. And all this can be traced. All this is recorded and on chain, but sufficiently transparent and sufficiently private or encrypted. All thanks to what TEN has built, the private shared state and the encrypted transactions and all that activities that TEN provides. And there's more things that you could do. There are grants program that is out there, and in all the grants programs, there is milestone based unlocks. Now you could have hidden benefits and rewards. You don't tell what exactly is the reward or the benefits that you get when you complete a milestone. You just build your grants program on what Chris has built using Legacy Vault. And you put each and every incentives in different milestones with criteria and all the eligible addresses into that particular vault. And whenever they fulfill the criteria, they can come and submit the proofs. The contract would cross-check that. And if you're eligible, the hidden rewards are revealed and they get it. That's such a fun, great way to keep the right amount of suspense, at the same time, keep them working towards the grants milestones. And this could be done in a lot of other ways also. I was thinking recently ETHCC happened in France, and Berlin Blockchain Week happened. We could make these things, these conferences, more interesting, because we have been doing these conferences for a long time and it has got boring. You could build scavenger hunt. Chris has showed it in the scavenger hunt. You're hopping to 500 plus events. Imagine if every event had something hidden. And you have to hop like Pokemon Go. When you play Pokemon Go, you go to different locations. In the same way, you attend all these events, and there's something hidden there. If you're the first one to reach that event and you figure out where exactly it is and you collect that, after the end of all the side events and the conference, you might become a winner, and people could sponsor this. Companies and projects could sponsor this, and they could be the title sponsor for scavenger hunt at ETHCC. And their money goes to all these people. So that could be such an interesting way to make the side events less boring, more interesting. And it could have more things, like you could ask people, what did you learn from side events? What exactly was the key outcome from the side event? And when they submit that, they unlock the treasure at that particular side event or that geolocation. They collect that and they go. And you can have mix and match. You can make this NFTs. We have private 712, so 721 basically. So you can have a confidential NFTs. So you can have hidden elements, hidden treasures in different locations. And when they mix and match these NFTs, they can burn a bunch of them together and they can generate a unique one, which is completely random using our randomness, and they can win certain prizes. A lot of possibilities are there, all thanks to what Chris has built. It's just a glimpse into what is possible. What Chris has built probably is like a layer 3 on top of what TEN has built. Chris has unlocked a lot of possibilities for a project in terms of community building, developer management, builder management, a suite. He has built a suite like G Suite from Google. So please go and check that out. Let us know what you would love to build. I would love if one of you guys are doing any conferences or any side events to try out Legacy Vault and build a scavenger hunt or treasure hunt. And it would be super good to see that going live. And that's only possible with TEN, thanks to what TEN has built and what Chris proved today with the demo. I'm pretty excited, looking forward to what great things our audience are. Builders are going to cook. Samarth and Chris Wilder are the trailblazers. They showed us what is possible. Now it's time for you to cook something 10 out of 10. So that's all from the builder side. Thanks, Samarth. Thanks, Chris. Thank you for building. Keep coming back. Keep building great things. Keep maintaining it. Rock and roll. And that's it from my side. And let's get back to Liam, because Liam has been waiting all this while for the last 30, 40 minutes to share something great with you. Has been holding. So now, over to you, Liam. Please break the news.
Yeah, thanks so much, Jobin. And yeah, thanks, Chris. Super bullish on what you're building. And it's great to, see how people are able to use TEN to solve real problems. And I love the idea of the scavenger hunt emphasized by Jobin at the end. But I want to speak to the community for a few minutes. So since all of you have made it to the final part of this call, you now deserve to have the full details of the final chapter, volume 5, and some alpha that no one else has yet. So as I kind of mentioned in the beginning, this is the biggest phase yet, and it's something that involves the entire community, whether you're, a thread writer, a builder, and whatnot. But now it's time for you to have the real details of what's happening. So we are excited to tell you that we have partnered with Kuki.fun for this. And together we are launching a 2-month campaign, which is called 10 Snapdown. And here's really how it works. If you are able to create meaningful content about 10, content that helps explain, explore, or promote what we're building, you will earn points, you will climb the leaderboard, and potentially earn a share of 360,000 worth of 10 tokens. That is being distributed to the top 1,000 participants, and it will have a 50% unlock a TGE and the rest vesting over 6 months. It's not just a promo campaign. It's, our last real push before we all together reach mainnet. And it's a way for you now to bring visibility to your ideas, the 10 community you've been a part of. And if you're a builder who's carried us this far, you already probably understand what sets us apart, whether that's smart transparency, support that we give for AI native logic, and the creation of our entertainment network. But now's the time for you to talk about it more publicly. So whatever you're doing on 10, now is the chance. Right now, if you want to get involved, it's very, very simple. Some of you might have used Kuki.fun before. You might have been a part of other campaigns. I hope you haven't been snapping too much about other projects though. But yeah, you simply just go on to Kuki.fun, connect your X account, and post something meaningful about 10, and that's called a snap. Your post is then tracked and scored automatically. And if you produce good content, you will move up the leaderboard. It's very simple, but low effort does not move up the leaderboard. And yeah, like I said, it's live right now. For some information about the platform itself, because I'm sure some of you have questions, I can just give you a little bit of an overview. I'm someone who has used the platform in the past, and there's something called a smart feed, which is like a live stream of posts that are performing well, not just in terms of likes, but based on how relevant and how impactful they are for 10. So if you want to get a sense of what this content looks like, you can look at the smart feed to have a look at how other creators are approaching it and get some ideas that you can study and learn from, and then put your own spin on. As well as that, you can check your own rank at any time by looking at the leaderboard, which updates in real time and will show where you stand across different time frames, daily, weekly, or all time. You can filter it depending on how consistent and effective your snaps are. And then on the homepage, there's a big central panel that gives you an overview of the whole campaign. So you'll see how many snappers have joined, the total snap rewards, and all of this is really designed to be transparent so you can track your progress as you go. So now the question some of you really want to know, like Kuki's algorithm, it might seem quite ambiguous to some of you, but I can tell you some examples of things that will likely, let's say, perform well. So, if you can give some honest takes on what drew you to 10, to want to build on 10, as well as, educational threads about how our tech works, TEE, smart transparency, encrypted logic, etc. Sharing some reflections on building or testing within the 10 ecosystem, but also fun things like memes are always welcomed if they're clever and are using our 10 10 templates. So if you show some screenshots maybe from gameplay and you're able to add a spin on it, or even updates, like if you're a part of our community and you're engaging on Discord and you want to share wider updates about integrations or tooling or the roadmap, this will also be this could also perform very well. But the most important thing is that your content adds signal. So it should help people better understand what 10 is, how it works, and why it matters, and why you are, a 10 out of 10. Now, on the flip side, in terms of what not to do, one reason why we went with Kuki for this campaign is because it is an algorithm that rewards originality, so original thought, and it penalizes spam. So, we value authenticity, and we don't want a load of bots talking about 10 in a meaningless way. So, avoid any generic kind of content that doesn't say anything new. If you just post a thread using ChatGPT with no real perspective, it's not going to help you move up the leaderboard. And if you're, posting and promoting 10 alongside 20 other tokens, then you're also going to be penalized for that. Just be authentic and, avoid overuse of like emoji or giveaway style language or just low effort framing. One tip I can give also is take a look at the smart feed and look at the top snappers and then study their approach and then just do it your way. Don't copy it, but get inspired by it and create your own perspective. So yeah, scoring is really based on originality and alignment with our messaging, as well as engagement, not engagement from bots, but whether your content actually contributes to the visibility and understanding of 10. Make sure when you are posting to include like tagging 10 protocol. 10 out of 10 is really, what we want to see. We want to see keywords like smart transparency, 10 cryptid, final network. You don't need to use all of them. Just make sure it's clear that your post is about 10. So make that very clear. And, the last thing I want to mention is that if you're listening, I'm not sure if this campaign is for you because maybe you're a smaller account or you don't see yourself as like a KOL or whatever. I want to emphasize that anyone can join and anyone can win. You don't need a huge following, a blue check or a meme account or whatever. The campaign is open to anyone. And we've designed this in a way where people who are engaging honestly and creatively, writing threads, building something, will be able to earn rewards from this. So yeah, I just want to emphasize this is the final chapter and the last opportunity to really earn before mainnet. So, if you've been waiting for the right time to participate fully, or if you've been quietly building in the background, this is your moment to step forward and really be seen. There's 2 months to contribute and rewards will start going live at TGE. So yeah, make sure that, everything you're posting just helps shape how 10 is being perceived. So snap well and earn well, and let's make this one count. I think we might have a question. I'm just trying to see. Okay, so how do you access the leaderboard to see how you're doing? So basically, all you got to do is, go to cookie.fun. Actually, if you go to our Twitter now, there's a link right there that you can. This is from Emer. So yeah, there's a link right there that you can click on. And some of you may have been using that. Others not. Just connect your X account, post something meaningful about 10. That's called a snap. And right on the platform itself, you'll see a big leaderboard. You can see where you're scored, even if you're not in the top 100. And you can try testing different approaches and then see how you can keep moving up on the leaderboard. And yeah, I also recommend, like I mentioned, looking at the smart feed to see what's sort of performing well, and then you can use that to inspire yourself, but don't copy. And I think we have one more question, which is there rewards for everyone or just the top 500? So yeah, it's going to be the top 1,000 people will be rewarded. And the total rewards is 360,000 in 10 tokens. So yeah, make sure that you are working to be a part of that top 1,000 and you can earn rewards. And yeah, any last questions? How can creators like me contribute if it's automated? So yeah, I mean, like I mentioned, if you're someone who feels like this, you're a smaller account and you're not someone who has a large voice, you can still start talking. Like, we reward people based on how authentic their posts are. So you don't need to have a huge following. You don't need to be verified on Twitter or anything like that. It's open to anyone. If you're posting meaningful content about 10 and you are, tagging us. Like I mentioned, there are a few things that you will see once you start posting that will help you move up faster on the leaderboard, which is, using keywords like smart transparency, talking about TEs, writing informative posts, not using, AI generated copied posts. You can very quickly move up the leaderboard, and you don't need to have 1,000 smart followers or anything like that. It's possible for anyone, and yeah, it's not like a automated thing where only certain people can move successfully up the leaderboard. And yeah, if there's anything else, definitely put it forward. If not, I'd love to bring Jobin and anyone else back to the room, and then we can start to wrap up.
Yeah, thank you, Liam, for breaking that news. I've been waiting all this while to hear what you have been cooking, and you have been cooking some great cookies for our community. Guys, go out and grab those cookies, and those cookies are all for you. And Liam has said how to contribute and how to grab those cookies. So thanks, Liam, for sharing this wonderful news for our community, and thank you, Samarth and Chris, for being excellent builders. And again, I'm repeating, this campaign that is happening is not just for yappers, but also for builders like Samarth and Chris. So build more great stuff, grab those cookies, steal those cookies from us, and fill your pockets. So thank you, Samarth, thank you, Chris, thank you, Liam, and thank you for all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Sorry.
thank you, thank you, thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Yes, thanks.
Let's go
Thanks
10
a
over
lot.
10.
Let's
do 10 over 10. Thank you for having us, and yeah, see you guys on the private side. Let's go.
Thanks,
Awesome.
everyone. Thanks all the 10
Cheers,
out of 10.
guys. Have a good day.
Cheers.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you. Bye.